All right, welcome back to another video tutorial. Um, Today I'm thinking of drawing something that is not going to take me a long time. Maybe someone that I've drawn many times. I think I have a few drawings of in my channel, a few drawings of this character. Um, but the ones that I actually drawn, I haven't really uploaded, and right, I only have like maybe one or two drawings. I'm going to be showing you the end result somewhere about now, so you can see how everything turns out. Mind you, I'm going to do my own process, which I will explain at the end of the video once I'm finished doing this. Need to remind you, I'm not a professional doing this, right? It's just I enjoy anime, Dragon Ball especially. I grew up watching Dragon Ball, then Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT, everything related to Dragon Ball. I've always had special love for that anime and that style of drawing. So today I'm going to draw Nappa. All right, I'm pretty sure you guys know who he is, right? One of the reasons why I'm going to draw him is simply because it's so easy to draw. I think, right? It's for the simple fact that he has no hair, so I don't have to deal with the whole hair situation. You already know, if you watch Dragon Ball, you already know how that can be, right? So I'm going to begin by drawing the eyes. Um, Anything that I see that that I don't like, I always try to fix it at the end. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about it once I start drawing. All right, so I'm gonna make a small drawing. This is not like a big piece of paper, right? And well, if I draw on a very small scale, it's easier for me, and just the video won't take that long. So I'm gonna start with this line over here. All right, for his eye, and this is something that I kind of have like memorized already. Like I told you, is one of the characters that I love to draw. He's such a in the anime, right? He's such a nasty guy. When we first meet him and Vegeta arriving on Earth, such an exciting time remembering, right? As a child, just you thought that everything was. After you witnessed that fight, that first fight between the Z Warriors and Nappa, as a kid, you thought, how could they come back from this? Like, how are they going to do it? Like, there's no way. This guy's too strong. And the other little guy, because you first see Nappa, right? You knew he was stronger. So, and as a kid, it was very wild. Just seeing the arrival of these guys. First, Raditz. I have another, um, I have another drawing in my channel of him. Recently, I did it. I'm gonna leave a link at the end. Yeah, so it was a pretty exciting time, right? Just witnessing the Sea Warriors, guys we grew up watching, uh, get murdered by these guys. That they were basically nothing, right? It was kind of traumatizing too, but that's the great deal about Dragon Ball, right? That all these fights are just so emotional. It's more than just transformation. Sometimes some people may say that the writing in Dragon Ball is not as good as other animes. Um, you take it for what it is, being that is one of the really first serious mainstream animes out there, right? I would say it opened the gateway to many other animes. You have your Naruto's, you have your Bleach, and these is for me is more than just an anime. It's actually something that allowed people like me started watching anime because of Dragon Ball. Back in the day when I was a kid, I remember with my brother coming to school from school, sorry, and going directly to the TV. Those of you guys that are from Latin America, you know at what time, right? If you went to school in the evening, and the school, they left you out like around 4:35. You were running home, so you wouldn't miss an episode, because everybody knew what the deal was. Everybody was talking about this. Everybody was just guessing. Also, we didn't know anything. I'm talking about the '90s. I'm an old guy. Uh, you know, it was such an exciting time. I remember, and yes, like I was saying earlier, it's just an anime that opened so many gateways for others. I remember watching also other animes from the time, like um, Inuyasha. Loved Inuyasha. Inuyasha has some really ending songs, right? If you watched it in Adult Swim, you know what I'm talking about, right? It was like the really first time that anime Inuyasha that you stay at the end of the whole of the whole episode just to hear. I'm not saying that it wasn't as good. Of course, Inuyasha is really great, but you would wait. Like I would wait for that ending song because it has so many good songs, man. You know, I don't know, it's just getting carried away a little bit, but that's how it is, man. It's just this anime is more than just that. It's a lot of feelings in there. Thinking about those moments. There's a way that you can actually go back in time and just uh, reminiscing some simple times, and life wasn't that difficult. Times weren't that difficult. It's just amazing. And after these episodes, the next day, man, everybody in school was talking about this. Everybody. When I mean everybody, I mean everybody. Everybody was guessing, like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Are these Saiyans going to kill everybody? Because they arrive and, well, first they took out my guy Yamcha. Yamcha. Everybody hates on him. Everybody has hate towards Yamcha. Some people consider him a meme. But you know what? The guy actually, you got to think about it. I mean, he lives in a world where you have guys like Piccolo, where you have guys like Goku, where you have guys like Krillin, you have guys like Tien or Ten Ching Han, the way we call them in Spanish. Some of these names are actually way better in Spanish. I watched Dragon Ball as a kid. I watched it all the way to the Frieza saga in Spanish, right before, right right after Goku arrived on Namek and he fought the Ginyu Force. And then I moved to the United States and I started watching it in English. I'm not gonna say that it's better, but if you notice, like if you speak Spanish and you watch the Mexican, we gotta thank our Mexican brothers. All of these animes I'm talking about, they are the ones that did the dub. So much love to my Mexican brothers. Uh, Going back to it, I'm not gonna say that it's better, the one from Adult Swim or the one that they had in Toonami, the English version. But they did revive, in my opinion, they did revive uh, the show with the music, man. Some of the scores that they had, of course. If you watch the Spanish version, there are some good scores there. I don't know if I'm making this too big. Maybe I am. I will see. This jaw came out a little bit too big. But anyway, going back to the score of the music, for me, I don't know, man. I think Bruce Faulkner, I think it was that first it was the ocean version, the ocean dub, right? But damn, once that Bruce Faulkner came in, he started making new scores for like everyone. Everyone had like, I remember Goku had his own score for going Super Saiyan. Uh, oh man, Vegeta. I remember Vegeta. That piano, Hell's Bell, I think it's called. So he revived the show. Like if you watch the Spanish version, and it's exactly like when the transformations are going on. Again, it's a matter of taste. It's a matter of nostalgia, maybe. But for me, the English version with those scores that they did way better, man. They just You know, I know. And in Spanish, they kept the original Japanese scores. You know, and it's great, awesome. Yeah, but I don't know. Again, I'm telling you, maybe I'm wrong. You know, who knows? It's a matter of taste. But for me, if you watch or if you listen to some of those transformations, Gohan's transformation versus Cell when he goes Super Saiyan 2, oh man, that everyone, like I'm saying, everyone had their own theme. Piccolo had his own theme. Everyone, man, everyone, the Ginyu Force, and I mean, it was great, man. I thought it was awesome. It just gave it so much. It gave a different. It made you look at it and feel it in a different aspect. You know, it was just incredible, man, incredible. Um, some of those songs I still have them and I still listen to them, working out, things like that, because that's what they do, man. They Goku Super Saiyan 3 had his. I mean, it was incredible, man. It was just really, really incredible work they did. Again, that's my opinion. You don't have to like my opinion, but I'm allowed to have it. So, yeah. Anyways, some really exciting times. Really, really, really exciting times. So yeah, we're drawing here, Mr. Nappa. One of the reasons why I'm drawing this guy, like I said before, is because this guy has no hair, and the hair, man, the hair. You already know some of these hairs. That's what makes DBZ great, right? How about we draw him with the scouter or without the scouter? Yeah, let's go with the scouter. And maybe we'll give him like a blue scouter, maybe, because it seems to me that every scouter that I do, it's always green. It's always green, everyone had like a green scouter that I can think of. I'm gonna give him later on when I start like coloring him. By the way, I'm not really good at coloring. Like, and what I do is, I told you I was going to explain later. What I do is I take a picture at the end. You'll see me stop this video once I'm done. I'll take a picture, and I'll just that picture later on I'm going to upload it to my computer. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to add color and everything, digital work, you know and because it's easier for me. I think it's way easier than I'm not very skilled yet. It's something I want to learn to do. I've been watching a lot of videos now with everyone doing this online and social media, and there's a lot of people that I admire, that I watch. Even now on TikTok, TikTok's it's taking off, right? TikTok is the new Facebook. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I do. I take a picture. Someone, I think, asked me in the comments a while back, like, how do you color it? Like, what's up? And that's what I do. I take a picture at the end, right? Uh, and then I bring that picture into my computer and I add color there digitally, right? And yeah, it turns out, for me, that's, if I don't have the skill, like I said, of coloring, there's a way that I can actually make my drawings come to life. I'm gonna erase here. I think this is the like a cheekbone thing. Yeah, that's how I do it. You gotta make everything work for yourself. Like I said, I'm not very talented or anything. I don't think I'm talented and everything, but I'm very proud of my work, because everything that I do is because I gotten good at it by making mistakes. This guy, I kind of know. I can just draw him by, you know. Just thinking about it now, I drawn this guy many, many times. This guy, Rikun, Android 16. These are really cool guys to draw, you know. And it's never like perfect. I'm not striving to be just like the anime. Well, maybe a little bit, but I can be proud of my work at the end when I'm finished. Like I said, I'm not like an artist or anything. Oh, trying to be an artist. No, but it's something that I always do, that I have always done. This thing has taught me, to be very, very patient. Because you just have to, man. Sometimes, you know what? When I do this, sometimes at the beginning, I may not like what I'm drawing, right? And what do you do? Like if you draw, what do you do when you don't like something? You erase, right? You erase the whole thing. You know what? Uh, Someone the other day in TikTok asked, like, left a comment, something like, "Yeah, what do you do when you make a mistake?" You know, and some people leave comments. I love to read comments because I'm not someone big or anything in social media. So when someone leaves a comment, I always try to be very respectful and I try to, give good advice. So when you make a mistake, maybe at the beginning of your drawing or something, I'm gonna tell you to keep drawing, man. You know, keep drawing, keep doing. I already seen a couple mistakes that I made, but you know what? I'm gonna leave them. I'm gonna leave these mistakes because in the end, this is going to maybe make my drawing different and not perfect. Maybe not it's the one in the show, but you gotta remember, it's you drawing. You're not gonna be Akira Toriyama, that he can. That person only existed once, and that's it. I already see that this might have needed to be a little bit bigger so that the jaw is not gonna be as huge. But you know what? I'm gonna erase here. Yeah. Anyways, going back on my own strategy, but you know what? That's something that I can. These type of things here are things that I can also fix once I take that picture, and these are things that I can alter, and you'll see like a lot of if you guys go, I'm gonna start uploading some of these images because I only upload them on TikTok, but you'll see that some of them differ because I can tell then, okay, what I made it wrong. Like here, that I saw that this was like too separate. It was like a lot of space, and it was going to make the jaw very, very real. Like here, see, so very, very different, and alter the character too much. We know he has a big, 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 long face because these are like big guys. Like going back earlier, I was telling you that I love drawing him and well, of course, Nappa and Android 16 and Ricum. I love drawing Ricum. I just love him. You know? Yeah. Something I'm gonna change his jaw. Still kind of, and again, never try to make it perfect. But we are trying to make this guy look nice. And again, some of these details that I'm doing here, I will fix them later on. Oh yeah, once I take the picture and the final screenshot that I take, or the final picture that I take, once I upload, I like to upload a lot of this work on not just videos and images too, online. Somebody told me the other day, hey, you should upload it always, because it's also art. I'm like, art, but I do it on a computer. And I started thinking, you know what? Times have changed. And I'm an old school guy. And I started doing this really, really, like I used to do it back in high school. I remember, and my drawings were not, that they were not good, but I like them, I like them. The arm, I always had trouble drawing hands. I would tell my brother like, hey, help me out here, and my younger brother is really good at drawing, but he doesn't like drawing. Can you believe that? Somebody has the art or the art to do something, and he just, I guess he gave up. Yo, if you're watching this, come back, man. Come back, bro. You got the skill. You got the skill. You got it. Come back, my brother. Yeah, so the guy's really good, man. He's really good. And I would tell him, bro, dude, like help me with the arm here. Help me with the fingers, with the hand. And he would do it. He's really, really gifted, I think. You know? And yeah, I always admire his work. My little brother, man, he's great. Anyways, so here we are now. Uh, this is the part that I always mess up. I notice the round, making like circles and things. You just have to try, man. Ovals and such. You just have to try. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a straight line here. Now notice how his head. I might make this a little less round it and make it a little bit straight over here. So, you know, or maybe, you know what? I'm going to go back, you know, and you know what I was telling you earlier, don't quit, man. Don't quit. Don't, that's one advice I would give. Don't quit. Once you start making mistakes, you don't like what you're doing, don't quit. Like right now, I'm going to make an oval. See, but I want his head to have like a round shape. You know, I don't want it to be too big also. But this guy had like a, remember his head is like long in a way. Okay, we got it. There, I think. Yeah. See how I did that? I think, you know, I might need a little bit of, I might need a little bit, make it a little bit longer here, maybe. And all of these details, you will see it. I'm going to fix them later on when I take the picture. And in the computer. That's why I like to do it. In the computer. Hey, props to those who can draw and color, man. Coloring is really tough. Coloring is really tough. Anybody can, well, I'm not going to say anybody, you know, but yeah, just grabbing a pencil and doing it. I also seen the shading that people do with pencils. Man, I want to learn to do that. Those people that shade out there, you know, if you're watching this, like leave me some props, man. How do you guys do that? I seen this guy shading with pencil, you know, special pencils, of course, and the guy it just looks. He adds like even the depth of the character. He adds it to it only using pencil, man. This is something really good, something really really cool. You know what? I'm liking this. I'm liking this. I'm liking this. I'm liking this. Nappa. You know? About one quote from this guy. You know, this guy's, you know, he was he annihilated everybody, right? He killed everybody except Krillin and Gohan. And all the Sea Fighters went down in that fight. But man, he was also pretty funny, right? There's some very funny quotes from this guy. I'm gonna make his neck longer or wider, I should say, than what it actually is to make him look tougher. You know, that's one thing I learned. When you make the necks very wide, it makes him look tougher. You know, I'm gonna draw this line all the way to the bottom. I'm gonna pause this line, past this line from the jaw. You know what? He's coming out tough, man. He's coming out tough. That's Nappa. It's coming out tough. I think later on I'm gonna add a little bit more, like make his head a little slightly rounder there. Yeah. So far, so good, man. So far, so good. Our guy Nappa. I add another one over here. Yeah. All right. Anyways, like I was saying, this guy was tough, man. This guy was pretty tough. And then Vegeta came in, and you realize that Vegeta was actually, you know, he's a prince of all Saiyans. You know, when you think about it, Vegeta is supposed to be like the guy, you know, the one guy. I don't know if they genetically engineer Vegeta. That's one thing that I always wonder. You know how Saiyans always had their kids in a test tube. Did they genetically engineer them? Even I remember Bardock in that movie that's so good about him. You know, Bardock, father of Goku. You see how how the Saiyans engineer how they grow their kids. Broly, I mean, all of these guys, you know, they're in a test tube. You know, that's how they are done. You know what? I'm gonna make this a little bit. And yes, these drawings, images that I do here is an easy one because I don't have to draw the body. Mostly it's just the head and a little bit of the armor and the muscles, the chest muscles, and maybe even the um, some arms. They're doing some type of posture or something. But yeah, man, this is coming out for me. It's coming out good. Now I'm gonna draw this line over here. Drawing. You know what I want to get? I notice I'm just drawing this in normal regular paper. I've been lazy. I want to get certified special paper. Somebody told me the other day. there's a lot of people giving advice here, man. I know there's a lot of hate also. But if you're gonna be posting your stuff online, man, like I do, you're not gonna be ready for someone to hate on your drawing or maybe tell you something negative, then don't do it, man. Like I'm waiting for people to comment on my videos. They never do. But yeah, I wanna hear some of that hate, man. I want you to tell, because that's how you grow. A lot of people get oh my god, they get angry sometimes, or they can't take it. Come on, man. Of course, as long as it's not something where they're insulting you or anything. But if they say something negative about anything that you draw, I was hearing the other day, like I said, someone talking about this, like, oh, there's so much hate online. People just be hating. That's what people do. There's a lot of unhappy people out there. But again, if you're gonna be posting your videos, anything that you post online, and you're not ready for someone to tell you how it is, then why are you even bothering? Why are you even bothering? Because this is how it is, man. This is what you were expecting. It's for someone to come in and tell you something negative. I always expect for someone to come in and tell me something negative. But lately I've been getting good comments. People been writing to me at the beginning. I remember a while back, not a while back, but maybe like a month ago, I drew my own version of Rikun. You know how this guy has like a very long jaw, right? Rikun kind of has that. I decided, because I'm the guy, I hold all the cards, I'm the one doing it. I decided to make his jaw less long and a little bit shorter, but thicker. Somebody in there came and said, oh, Spopovich looks great. For those of you who don't know who Spopovich is, come on, you should know. He's in the Buu saga. He was one of the guys that gets possessed by Majin Buu, and they steal one of the guys that steals Gohan's energy, right? His ball guy. Well, and I went back and I saw his Popovich, and I was like, oh yeah, this person is right. It looks. I know what this person was doing. This person was telling me that my drawing didn't look like Rikun. But then again, that's how I wanted to draw him. I was very conscious, and I'm gonna start doing it some of these drawings, because that's how you get response. That's how people get hate, and that's how you get response, from people. I'm gonna start doing that maybe all the time now. Just doing my own version, not changing something so drastic. Changing like hairs. I'm not gonna mess with and nobody's hair. I promise. I'm not gonna mess with nobody's hair. But yeah, you do get those comments where people just wanna criticize your work, and who knows? Maybe they have the ability to do it. But again, you come online, you do this type of thing, and again, I'm not here to become great or anything like that. This is just something that I love doing, and hopefully there's someone out there who also loves doing this, and just like I told you that I learn a lot from watching other people, from seeing my brother. Maybe it'll help someone else, who knows? And in the process, I also this relaxes me. This relaxes me so much, so I will do it, no problem. Not I won't care what anybody says. I will just do it. If you worry about what other people say, what other people are gonna think, you might as well give up. You, my friend, might as well give up. You're gonna be worried about what people think about you. Ooh, give up. Sign your death certificate and give up, because you're going nowhere. You're going nowhere, my friend. Let me tell you. Yeah, here we are. Wow, this armor. This didn't come out the way I was expecting, but that's fine. That's what we got. Little eraser over here we can erase. So yeah, I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. This armor. You know what? It actually came out good, man. It was just off by a little bit, I think. And this is what happens, man. What I was saying earlier. Maybe I didn't explain myself as well. Don't give up, man. Once you start drawing something, you draw a few lines and you don't like them. Remember, you're in charge. You can go back and redo them, or you can just go back and once everything starts taking you know, you start drawing everything else, you'll see that it looks nice. You know, just be proud of what you do. Maybe, oh, it doesn't look like the one that I was hoping that I was going for. It doesn't look like that guy. Keep going, man. You know, for me, I used to do that a lot. I would just give up, start again. Then I noticed the next drawing will be even worse. Give yourself time, man. Give yourself some time. And always believe in what you do, man. See, I'm gonna add here his part of his arm, right? I'm gonna add part of his arm over here. And what I'm gonna do is, I don't know if I want to make him really buff, but I can't draw his arm all the way over here because obviously, like, this is like different change of perspective. So I'm gonna start drawing something down, like a half a circle going down, maybe here, and then I'll bring like a there. Yeah. So it looks like, yeah, looks good. Yeah, it looks good. We'll see how his armor turns out. So we'll draw his armor. You know those lines that they have? The Saiyan armor, we call it. But if you notice, everybody that was fighting in space was wearing one of them. So I don't know if it was just a Saiyan armor. You know, I don't think it was just a Saiyan armor, you know. Yeah. And man, like I was saying, this is just something that it tests your patience, it tests your abilities. But you know what? The more you do it, the better you get. I remember my first drawing of this guy. It didn't look anything like this. I'm not saying that this is awesome. You know what? To me, it does look like Nappa. So it is awesome. So to me, it is awesome. You can also think that it's not, by the way. No problem. You can have your own um, uh, opinion. Yeah. Not a problem. You know, the world wasn't built on everybody agreeing on everything. So yeah, as long as it's not anything like insulting and, oh, you suck, it doesn't look anything like that, you know. No, as long as it's not insulting or anything, go ahead, man. Give me some pointers. I want to get better. I will get better. I promise. I promise. And hopefully, you know, you guys can tell me and give me a chance, man. If you can really draw, if you someone that's watching this video and you're like a really good artist, even if you're not, you know, who cares? You can just give me like some pointers. Because I believe that you never stop learning, man. Even if you're even a young person. I'm in my 40s, by the way. And I love doing this. Probably gonna die doing this. I love doing this, like drawing, man. And I just want to get better. And you know what? Doing it for as long as I have every year, I always go back and watch all the videos that I've done and the same characters that I drawn, and I notice, man. I can tell you, I'm move my fingers because somebody was telling me the other day, hey, we always see your fingers. Why you cover the faces? Yeah, sorry, man. I keep forgetting. I'm doing this for other people, not just for myself. Anyways, if you you know, if you can go back and see how you were and just fix, you know, I've done that. And man, let me tell you, I've seen the improvements. Like there are some things from trying, from doing, from making mistakes that I realize, man, this is gonna be like that. You know? I'm gonna go over here and what am I gonna do? I'm gonna make it, yeah, make it somewhere over here. Big. Remember, this is a big guy. Have you guys ever played any of the PS games? You know, the ones that just came out in Japan. Anyone? Besides that Dragon Ball GT Final Bout, which had the best intro in the video game, I think. of DBZ, but the worst. I don't know if I made his arms too small. You know what? I'm gonna say that this is previous to the fact before they came to Earth and the guy was not as pumped. Maybe you know what? I should have made his armor so it looks better. I'm gonna erase this and I'm gonna make this armor go all the way. Yeah, that's gonna be better. I'm gonna do it like that. Go all the way. You are the one in charge, my man. You're the one in charge. You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. Alright, and we're gonna do this how? Oh man, we forgot about something here. We forgot about something, you guys. That is that line. Right? Yeah, that line. These armors have. How could I have forgotten that? How could I have forgotten something like that, man? There we go. Now, yeah, maybe we made his arm a little bit. Ah, man. I'm not liking. He's kind of this part over here. I think he looks too skinny. So we're going to pretend that this is his shoulder and his arm kind of comes down like this. There we go. There we go. There we go. I feel that he can still be bigger. I should have made that somewhere over here. How about that? Are you gonna make it all the way over here? Nah. Oh man, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. See, that's the one thing, the problem that I always come and face once I'm doing these smaller drawings, where you're only drawing a couple of things from the drawing, you know, because you end up making some mistakes that you wouldn't make if you were actually making something in a bigger scale. You know, that's fine. Again, it's a process, right? Yeah, there we go. There we go. You know what? No, I think it looks good, man. I think it looks good. I'm just gonna have to erase a little bit here, cause yeah, because this has to be straight. Nothing can come in between, right? That's the armor. This comes from the bottom, and there you go. Nice. This comes over here. Man, you know. Also, if you're one of those guys that are very, you know, expert, or you know a lot about those pencils that you use to draw, let me know, man. Which are those pencils that I see those perfect artists use? They use some pencils that they give different shades. Me, I'm using this mechanical pencil. For me, I gotten used to using these. So, but I noticed that they have, you know, they sharpen them to make eyes and such, and then they can give different shades also, according to how the looks. Right, there you go. Nice. What else could we do? We could do his eyes, of course. You know, this is going to. How about if we leave him like that, no eyes? We give him. How about it? Hmm? We give him no eyes. He does look like Nappa. He does. And you know what? Remember what I said? I made his neck a little bit bigger. It makes him look that guy, and it makes him look like that guy. There he is. All right. What else could we do for this guy? What else? Can somebody tell me? No, of course not. Nobody's gonna tell me because I'm just talking to myself. All right. Man, I could make him look to the side. That's make him looking down. Maybe over here. No. I want him to be looking to the side. Okay. Check this out. I'm gonna do a little ball over here like this, and then I'm gonna do one here in the middle. We'll see how that looks. And if it doesn't look good, I'll change it. When? You know what? There. Yeah. Yes, of course. I'm learning. I'm learning. All right, now to do the outline, I'm going to use a 02 pen. And for this is kind of thicker. I used to do everything with this one before. Before I was a super rookie. Now I'm just a rookie. I used to do everything with this pen. This is the one that I use the most. Remember how I told you that I was going to make that head, right? This is the time. I'm just going to do the outline. This one. You know, there was a time where I used to do everything really thick lines like a marker or like a Sharpie. Go back into my channel and watch those videos that I used to do. And now that I look at it, maybe that's why I don't like Dragon Ball Super as much. They made a lot of the characters look very weird, and it's because of that. They use a lot of like big lines, tracing lines, big, very like huge, like they were done with markers pretty much. And I don't like that. I don't know why. I know everybody has their own. The artists from back in the '90s were masters. You know, they were masters at doing this. But these new artists, they come in and they, you know, I'm gonna give you my. That's why sometimes we criticize some of these things. Me, I'm one of them. Like I just told you, I criticize a lot of the work in Dragon Ball Super. But I'm beginning to understand it's a different artist. An artist has to leave a footprint, right? It has to leave, has to make, just like these artists back in the day. We grew up watching their art, so we love it, you know. But we got to give these guys a chance. This, what is his name? Toyotaro, I think it is. Let's give him a chance, man. I mean, if it wasn't him drawing, who else? Tell me. Do you know anybody else who would take on this? You might not think, but this is not just any regular anime, man. There's a lot of haters out there of Dragon Ball. But let me tell you, man, this is not just any anime. And the fact that he came in and he said, you know what, I'm going to do it, speaks volumes of him. So, yes, some of it, one of the things that I don't like about him, tell me in the comments, please. He makes the characters in Dragon Ball Z look like he thinks he's drawing Naruto, man. They're too skinny. Come on. One of the greatest things about Dragon Ball, and you know, that make the difference is because these guys, you could tell that they work out. Some of these guys, especially like this guy that I'm drawing right now, I decided not to draw him as that much. But this guy has full of muscle, man. Full of muscle. These are my favorite guys to draw because of that. Because they're so strong, you know? They're men. Real men. Right? So yeah, I don't like his style because of that. I'm one of the, I don't hate, but I can tell you. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, fun. Do you like Toyotaro's art style? I'm gonna tell you, let's give him a chance. But you know what? It's his style. He just needs to learn, I think, so people can accept him more. The fans, and I consider myself a fan, he needs to respect that. DBZ characters are not skinny. You can do whatever you want with some of them. Some of these villains that nobody cares about, even them, go back, they had, you could tell that these guys were warriors, man. You're drawing a world of warriors. And we grew up wanting to be some of these guys because we admire the male physique. These guys are something that we probably will never be. And you take that away, what do we got? We got just another normal anime, man. So somebody please tell Toyotaro to start making these guys tough, very muscular, you know. things are gonna be fine. I think that's the only thing because he's very skillful. I think he's really good. You know, he got it. You know, he got it. I can get used to. I can jump on the ship of Toyotaro's ship if he just did that. If he just made Goku tough. Who remembers that Goku from Super Saiyan Goku from Frieza? I go back every once in a while and I looked at him like I look at him like he's so buff, man. Like when did he get that? He came out of that water chamber or whatever, you know, after his body was all messed up because of Ginyu. And then he transformed into a Super Saiyan. The guy, there's some shots of him, many shots of it. They even redid that for that movie. Which one was it? Was it Broly or was it the other one that they made? The superhero movie, I think it was. Some shots of him being Super Saiyan. Oh man, he looks incredible, man. Incredible. And you take that away, you're gonna get some hate. So Toyotaro, man, somebody tell Toyotaro that, yeah, don't take that away. We want our guys strong. We don't want them looking. There's nothing wrong if they look like Naruto, but we understand that's their style. That's not DBZ. Don't make him look like like Naruto. Make them big. Give him some muscle. That's what we're saying. That's what we want. And if you do that, Toyotaro, you're gonna be fine, man. You're gonna be fine. Keep animating, man. Yeah. You know what? I think I'm gonna get me a professional paper, man. Because some of these pens, once I'm using them, they're it kind of ruin the paper. Kind of goes through the paper. You might not see it because I'm so good. But yeah, man. Anyways, I'm almost finished here, and I'm gonna tell you again how I do everything else. You'll see me. I'll stop the video once I finish with this to take a picture. Okay. All right. And then that picture, I'm going to send it to my computer. All right. Download it from. And what I'll do is I'll just color everything digital. I've been actually coloring some things lately, but I'm not good, man. I'm not good. People might want to see mediocre work. That's why I'm trying to get better. That's why out of the drawings that I do, I don't upload everything I do. I have like 20 drawings, videos on my phone right now that I don't want to delete, but I know I will never upload them because they're not good enough. Especially when I draw girls, it's a different anatomy, you know. I'm used to, like I said, if you watch my video, I love drawing these big guys. And when I have to go and draw a woman, different body and everything, the anatomy of a woman changes so much, you know. That is just, I don't know. And I feel that if I start learning how to do that, which you can, you know, if you focus on drawing only them, then I go back to drawing these guys again, and now I'm not drawing them the way I want to. Hey, you know what? Looks good, man. He came out good. He came out. I'm gonna rate this drawing. I'm gonna rate him a solid 9. Solid 9. Something, yeah, solid 9. I'm happy. I'm happy. Very, very happy. So yes, this is the drawing of Nappa, and I'm gonna take a picture of this guy right now, and you'll see the ending process. And I also will be uploading some of the images that I color on my own. I've been trying to color, and yeah, but yeah, this is it, man. This is it. I will try to do some of these videos also. I will try to some of these tutorials with me talking, and I may not draw all the time. Something related to Dragon Ball. The other day, a kid was telling me if I could draw something from Pokemon. I don't watch Pokemon, but you know, if somebody tells me to do something online, I kind of feel like I have to. You know, maybe I don't, but I feel like I have. I feel like, man, I have to do that. So you might see me every once in a while uploading something that has nothing to do with Dragon Ball, but bear with me, all right? And thank you for watching. Again, see you next time.